What are we going to test today?
We're going to test the Holley Sniper EFI. It has a two-step function and a launch control. So I worked on it last night with a laptop to figure out how to set it up. So I think I got it. I got, what did I have? What did I tell you? I had 25 degrees that we're going to pull out of it on the hit. And then it'll progressively come back in over 5 seconds. So we tested out last weekend, but it worked out pretty good. But if you don't get the RPM launch, if you don't get the launch RPM correct, then it either fall in its face or it'll basically bake the tires. So it's kind of hard to do two things at once. So I set up the two steps, so we're gonna see how that works out. So I set it at 3,000 RPM, and we'll go from there. We're pulling out, what I say, 25 degrees on the hit. So I have no idea what it's gonna do. It probably mostly depends on how much traction we get. I got tires down to 15 pounds in Mickey Thompson's. And what else did I do? Anything else?
Two-step?
Oh yeah, I talked about the two-step.
Okay.
I think that's it. I just changed the oil. So
What'd you put in it?
this red line stuff is $16 freaking a quart. So it's a 60 weight, 20-60. So I wasn't getting the oil pressure that I would like at higher RPM. So we shipped at 7,000 RPM. So I think the stuff that we had was a little bit too thin, especially with the race bearings, the H series bearings. So there's more of an elliptical shape to it. So there's a lot more hemorrhaging at low RPM. So anyway, I think that'll help. But so yeah, I'm gonna fire it up and then we'll close the hood and test it out. I'm excited to see what it's gonna do.
I'm probably not what you wanted. No, I'm not what you need. No need to impress you. Won't catch me on TV. I am what I come from and what I breathe. I guess I'm the Tennessee. Every time I cut a check, you know I'm bleeding. Yeah, I'm the Tennessee. Every time I cut a check, you know I'm bleeding orange. And every time I cut a check, you know it's coming from the Tennessee. From the verge to the ranchettes in the gate. Action City, no emission, so I blaze in the hate. Tobacco bar puffing till my eyes red and blue. Look like a county cop carved out, smoke me a dub. Yeah, I'm rolling stone and rolling stone, cause they know that was the right. Fuck that magazine, they made us look like idiots, no lie. They ask me for an interview, I tell them give me 80.
Well, that was a lot of fun. So we learned, first thing I learned is you're supposed to let go of the two-step button when you actually launch. Right? So I don't know if I was nervous or whatever, but so the first launch, I didn't let go of the button, and that's why it was obviously hitting the rev limiter. And the second thing is my bias for the rear front brakes is not adjusted properly, because when I try to stop, the back started to skid out. So I got to adjust the brake bias. But the other thing I learned is
the second time it was spinning a lot.
Yeah. So that was bare road, no rubber, with a decent burnout. This motor makes so much torque that even at 25 degrees, even when you pull 25 degrees of timing out of it, it still wants to spin. The third time I launched, it actually worked really well. Let go of the button exactly at the right time, and it spun a little tiny bit. So what I need to do is either pull more timing out of it, which I kind of don't want to do, or I can just lower the launch RPM. So is at 3,000? Maybe I'll do it 2,000, and then I'll kind of work my way back up. But like I said, that was no rubber. If we actually went to progress, I think it would have hooked. It would have had a dead hook.
On the way back, it hooked too. Like it was a perfect one.
Yeah, can you see from the outside that the front end started to weight?
Yeah.
You see the weight transfer?
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt pretty good. The last one was pretty good, other than the fact that I was going too fast, and I misjudged
The stop.
Yeah. So that was a little sketchy. But other than that, it runs really good. The oil pressure's good. I think it's you could feel when the launch control is when that segment is ending. So I set it up to where it was activated all the way through first, into the transition, into second, and halfway through second, and you could feel halfway through second, it felt like it was spinning, but it wasn't. It was just pulling timing, and then as soon as the timing came in, it just freaking took off. It's like it was nitrous or something. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, I think there's obviously some tuning to do. It's our first time, and I have a makeshift setup on the. I don't know if it's better to have it on the steering wheel or to have it on the shifter. I'm not sure which one's better, but so yeah, that was fun. So man, I want to go try it again, but maybe we should go try it on some rubber, see how it works. But yeah, so you can, if you don't rev first gear all the way out during the transition, and you have that much timing pulled out of it, it does want to block just a hair when you transition from first to second.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I said we'll mess with the tuning and we'll try it again. Maybe tomorrow or next week, depending on the weather. All right. Next time.